Are health trends worth the hype? As the new year kicks off, it's easy to feel overwhelmed with the latest diet, trends, all of the promises out there in the world. And if you are confused, then welcome to the Mindset Mirror Connection podcast. In today's episode, we're going to talk about this exact thing, what to look for, what not to do, and what type of questions you should be asking yourself. So if you're ready, listen up and lean in as we elevate your mind.
Yay.
Yay. Yay.
Yay.
So you sounded like, yay.
Health trend. Well, that's as enthusiastic as I am about health trends. So
right. Yeah. We are going to cover this topic in detail. Check out the show notes below to skip over our banter and jump right to that information. But if you don't want to do that, how are you doing? We were going to talk about something that you didn't talk about.
Went back to lifting yesterday.
Yes.
I know. So for the people that care, on the docuseries, I did record the session. I'm only doing 2 to 3 exercises each day. So essentially, if you're listening, you probably listen to Mind Pump. I'm doing their 15, but I'm doing their just the 15. I've done the advanced version, but I'm just going to do the regular one because it includes some TRX stuff and some other stuff that I haven't done. So I wanted to try it.
Stop moving.
I did the split squats. I did dumbbell deadlifts. It's supposed to be a barbell, but the baby was in the gym with me, so I didn't want to be like pounding barbell against the floor with her sleeping. And then I did some core work, and then actually coincidentally, my pelvic PT texted me, and so I told her I went back to exercise, but she recommended that I wait to do like split stance stuff just to give my pelvis a bit more time. So I'll modify that when it comes up again, and I'll talk about it. But it felt good, and my hamstrings are sore. So, and nice. I did, I think I only ended up doing like 20-pound deadlifts where I was like, okay, I know. So it's just a 3x10. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, okay. So that's kind of fun because it feels, like after a while of lifting, like where you're like, don't get sore. And then you get sore again. You're like, oh, I missed that. But also, whoopsie. So my body feels good. I'm shocked because I honestly put like starting a lifting program. I think I put it like in my program that I made up for myself at week 6, and I'm only at week 3. But I also I feel my body feels pretty good considering a baby came out of my vagina 3 weeks ago. And I was in labor, and that was,
she sent me the photos and I was like,
I know I was starting to show them to my mom, and she's like, I can't see these. I can't see that. Like, I don't want to look. And I was like, okay. Like,
did your mom have all of the meds?
I don't know what she did. She said she had the epidural with me, but then they had to take it off because I stopped progressing. So I don't know if that means she ended up giving birth to me without one, but I know.
Yeah. Michael's literally no expression. It's kind of insane. I'm like,
well, I know, like, do you, well, and poor him throughout my labor, like, I was like, don't touch me, don't talk to me, don't, like, just leave me alone. So he was like, okay, I'm like, I'm here for you if you need me. And I'm like, okay, great.
Super.
Yeah, I just wanted to be left alone pretty much. So it was very interesting because I thought I would want more touch, but I absolutely appalled at it. So he was bedside encouraging me. He says, I don't really I remember the giving birth part, but I don't really remember it because it that's why I wish it was like a video so I could rewatch it, because so much of it was me just kind of trying to get through it. Because it hurt so much, but here we are.
Will you do it the same exact way next time?
I don't know. Part of me says yes. Hopefully I don't have to get induced again, because that's a fucking bitch.
I don't think you will.
Yeah, I hope not, because that was that honestly, that was a doozy. But now we have learned so much about induction, and now that I have one of my girlfriends got induced a couple weeks ago, and then one is actually getting induced today. So now I know. So now I'm not comparing in a bad way, but just curious on the different methods that different doctors use, because there's a different, one of my girlfriends, she was already dilated, but so they just went straight for Pitocin. And I was like, oh my gosh, and so she ended up getting a 4th degree tear. and the heavy.
Oof.
I know. I was like, "Oh my gosh." So I'm like, I'm wondering, I mean, obviously I believe my doctor did what was the right thing to do, just like everybody does. So, but I'm wondering if
Mhm.
his method is the better way compared to just like, so like my girlfriend today that's getting induced, they're just going straight for the balloon and hopefully she goes in labor. So they're not like ripening the cervix, then going for the balloon, then doing Pitocin. So I don't know.
Yikes.
I know. Whatever.
I watched the Girls Gone Wild documentary.
What?
Yeah,
Let me see.
it's on Joe Francis.
Yeah.
It's pretty appalling, but also like I remember living through that.
It's on
Like
Peacock
obviously I
now?
wasn't pretty enough, thank God.
Yeah. One of my girlfriends used to say, you can either be hot or smart, but you can't be both. So I was
Yeah,
like,
I
okay.
was not what they were looking for.
Yeah.
Um,
We didn't even have boobs, so it doesn't matter.
they very much like took advantage of women. It was pretty
Oh,
crazy.
really?
Like women like tried to kill themselves because of the exposure that they had on that show or on those videos.
Oh my gosh. Well,
And Joe Francis is he's been to prison a couple times. He's psycho.
how
It's a
did
good
you
one.
watch this? Oh, it's on Peacock. Damn.
Yeah. Yep. Peacock. But that's what we did yesterday, other than kind of just doing laundry. We had people over for the ASU game, and you know me. I like a nice spread of food.
You did. It looked great.
It was great. We had a waffle making protein waffles with toppings. We had little croissant sandwiches, chicken salad and tuna salad, charcuterie board, tamales, my
Yum.
hangover hash. Oh, there was chicken tenders for the waffles, yogurt parfaits, and then like just a bunch of pastries, which I still have all in my house. So
That's good.
yeah, I'm like,
Bad.
interestingly, I had a like bagel and lox platter.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling the coaches this. So I've changed my schedule and I wake up a lot earlier and go to the gym, but I also go to sleep a bit earlier. Go to sleep around or I start winding down around like 7:45. So I wake up at 4, I get ready, I have my coffee, go to the gym, and whenever I would get home, I would feel this intense fatigue. And I've never felt that before. And granted, I'm waking up probably 1.5 to 2 hours earlier than I have before and only going to sleep about 15 to 30 minutes earlier than I was doing. So my energy it was crazy how I was like, Mark, I feel so weird. Like I feel like my eyes are going to shut, but I'm not. It was weird. I'm fatigued, but I'm not tired. Not tired and wired. I'm fatigued. Like I felt. I can't even explain it. And so I just started to eat right after the gym, which I didn't before, and that seems to help. So what I'm going to try now is just popping in like 2 hard-boiled eggs before the gym and see if that helps. I think that's all I can probably stomach is some hard-boiled eggs.
Ew.
I love hard-boiled eggs.
I mean, I like hard-boiled
With
eggs.
some mustard on them.
Ooh.
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 These are not. What this is not, though, is a health trend. Listening to my body.
You know, it's going to be so funny. I feel like in March, they come out with like, eat hard-boiled eggs at 7 p.m. for the best diet ever.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Like, we started that.
Yeah, that was us. Eat your hard-boiled eggs and mustard right before your 4 a.m. workout.
Ugh.
No, I mean, I'm hungry now because I realize it's lunchtime.
Yeah, me too.
So,
I've got a green chili soup ready for me.
Ooh, did you make it yourself?
I did. When I meal prepped a bunch of stuff because I was going to have a baby. It's part of that.
I need that recipe, homie.
Very easy. Crock pot, chicken thighs, white beans, can of salsa, and chicken broth. That's it.
What salsa? It's green chili. So what salsa do you use?
Well, that's a good question. I am a big fan of the salsa verde from the tamale store. That is a local place here in Arizona, and you can get their salsa at Sprouts. So I use that one.
I am a big fan of this green salsa, which is probably salsa verde, from Los Taquitos.
Oh, Los Taquitos is good too.
Bomb.
Yeah. So good. Okay.
Yeah. You made me think of something and now I forgot.
Health trends.
Health trends. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's what
our sound effects are just us.
Yeah.
I interrupt this episode to bring you our December promo, and this is our introductory offer on the Mindset Method Movement, our revamped group coaching program. This program is unlike any other group coaching program out on the market and is going to be priced so competitively because we want everyone to take advantage of this. In our program, you will begin working from the inside out on your relationship with your body, food, and self-worth through the Mindset Method curriculum. In my Mindset of Matter app, every Monday, you will receive a reflection that will help you work through why you struggle with control over food, why your food noise is so loud, why you hate the image you see in the mirror. Then from there, you get to take the information that you've learned and bring it to one of 2 coaching calls per week. Yes, per week. And for those who sign up now, you'll be working directly with me. So you get to process all of that stuff with yours truly. You'll also get access to our on-demand training program that includes gym, at-home, time crunch, body weight, and core workouts that change every single month and all build on each other to basically create the body of your dreams. You will get custom nutrition coaching from one of my expert coaches, depending on your specific needs, whether that's autoimmune issues, peri-post menopause, prenatal or postnatal, or general nutrition. We have someone here at the Mindset It Matter for you. And last but not least, you will have access to an amazing community of like-minded individuals who are looking to do something different in regards to changing their relationship with themselves mentally and physically. And for this introductory offer, we are offering our group coaching program for $275 a month with a 30-day cancellation notice. This is literally the same price that other coaching programs charge just for nutrition coaching. And if you sign up in December, you will be moved right into our Winter Wellness Challenge. You're going to jump right in, and we're going to do that at no additional cost. So you can start working with us today at no additional costs. So if you're ready to change your relationship with yourself through your mindset, through your movement, through your nutrition, check out the show notes below for more information. Now, back to the show. So why this is important is because you guys are going to be inundated with dumb shit.
Yes.
That you're going to see all of these coaches doing their weight loss challenge, or you're going to see the new diet, or you're just going to see people trying the keto because it worked last January for fucking 2 weeks. Or we're going to come out with another, trampoline aerial class or whatever that is. I love that meme. This like suburban white women will try anything other than strength training. And they're jumping on this fucking trampoline. It's like, bro, stop it.
What are we doing?
But, we've talked about the new year, and it does offer a time and a new opportunity to focus. Right. And guess what? Marketers, coaches, influencers know you are open and ready for change, and they will make sure to advertise to you and say all the sexy words that you want to hear. So we're going to tell you how to avoid some of the bullshit.
Well, or I would say not avoid, but to consider if it's something you should do. We're going to give you kind of a rundown of how to assess the promotion, we'll say.
Yes, I like that. Yeah. I mean, you probably have seen it so much that your brain is not even aware of it. It's just like the new normal. And so we just want to make it clear, like, this is not normal. This is, false advertising. Yeah. Stop making it normal. Let's call out the bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say. So examples of trends are, of course, as we talked about, those popular diets. You've got keto. A lot of people are like, oh, I tried keto. I lost all this weight. I'm going to go back to it. No, it didn't work, baby. Because you're going back to it.
Yep.
You said Optivia.
Oh yeah, Optivia.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Weight Watchers a lot more now popping up.
Weight Watchers has some sort of semaglutide aspect to it as well.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. What else?
I would say workout crazes. So like the 75 hard. I know that's a workout thing.
Oh my
They always
gosh.
do like functional fitness trends, but it's like cardio with weights.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't even, let's see, new workouts for 2025. The workouts you should be doing. Let's see what Shape Magazine promotes actually.
Oh,
There we go.
yeah.
Shape Magazine.
Well,
But
there's like
also, go ahead.
trampoline workout. I
Oh,
saw a
yeah.
workout last year that was a whole body suit
Oh, cool.
that contracted your muscles while you were also performing strength training movements. And I had someone actually ask me if I would promote that. I was like, no, I'm
Yeah.
not doing that.
So here's 7 ways to level up your hot girl walk.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a walk.
Yeah. Go on a walk. So,
Don't.
and then the other things are like wellness practices. So I see like a lot of cold plunge, sauna, red light therapy,
Mhm.
tech that they can wear, but it's like all these hacks, but they're not focusing on the foundations.
Right.
The foundations are overlooked.
Mhm.
And then
They're
I see
looking
like,
for the quick fix.
yes. Well, and then speaking of that, like weight loss challenges within 6 to 8 weeks, drop the holiday weight with this 12-day program or something like that. We
Mhm.
forgot juicing. We love juicing too.
Oh God.
So those are trends.
Right. Or my biggest thing is like if an influencer is showing you, I don't remember who it was, but she had a 30-day challenge and this woman's before and after was obviously not 30 days. And if it was,
Woo.
you are doing a disservice to that fucking person because she would have lost, based on these before and afters, like 30 pounds
Yeah.
in 30 days.
That's
And
a lot.
that's very unhealthy. But if they're showing you anything that is under, I say 8 weeks, that it looks too good to be true, it is. That person's probably ran all of their challenges for the whole year, and that's their before and afters, but they're promoting it as this is a 4-week challenge that this person did, and this is their results. And if that is the case and that is true, you, my dear, probably don't want to go through the hell that that person went through in those 4 weeks. Why does your face look that way?
I don't, sorry. Because I'm looking at shapemagazine.com or shape.com and just at their like articles, and that's why my face looks that way.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So like I'm listening to you, but then I'm also like, what the fuck? And then I'm
Mhm.
thinking, why the hell don't we submit articles to Shape? Because they have the people's credentials on here. And one of the girls' credentials is the same credentials we have. So I'm like, well, why don't we start submitting articles to Shape?
Yeah. Okay. Do
How
we
do we
want to
do
be
that?
associated with Shape Magazine?
Well, I want them to have a better messaging. And I think we could maybe secretly do that. Right for us. See, we're always looking for talented journalists.
Let's do it.
There we go. Okay. Anyways,
Anyway.
sorry. Back to this.
So when I want you to think of like time restricted challenges that are now there are some coaches out there that like we have our winter wellness challenge, but it's more of a habits challenge. So as you said, consider what it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
The time restriction, this amount of weeks, weight loss challenges are the ones that irk me.
Yes.
Because it very much promotes that all or nothing thinking of like, I'll do this really hard for 8 weeks. I am not setting any sort of sustainability around what I'm doing.
Or any sort of like what happens after the 8 weeks.
Right. There's no plan after. There's no foundation to how you got there because usually it's pretty dependent on the coach. So meal plan, workouts, not educating you to why are my macros this way? Like what should I expect? Right? There's no, in a lot of these challenges, there's no expectations even given.
Well, and I think that goes into questions that the client or the potential buyer should ask when they're seeing these trends is one, have you tried this before? Because that's always our first question.
Well, and I want to say something about that because you're just wrapping up a pile of shit in a new package half the time. So when you're asking yourself, have I tried this diet or exercise program before? It may sound brand new, but you need to really break it down.
Right.
What did I do before that didn't work for me? And does this even remotely look like that? Even remotely look like that, it's still that piece of shit program in a different package.
So here's a way to look at that. So for example, you brought up keto before.
Mm-hmm.
So we could say, okay, keto, that worked for me before. What was that? It was restricting a certain food group. So there's that. And also limiting my intake because I'm taking out essentially a food group. So I'm going into a deficit just by default. Right. So that's like the bare minimum of what it is. So now we could go into, let's do like a plant-based and go on the opposite direction. So this plant-based new trend or whatever promotion. So what am I doing? I'm taking out a certain food group. So protein, right? Because plants tend to have fats and carbs. So now I'm taking out a certain macro. And then also now I'm going into a deficit because I'm taking out that macro. So it's the same thing. It's just what you're changing it. It's like saying like, I'm sad and I'm upset. Well, both are kind of in the same category of an emotion. Right. So again, the big thing is, have you tried this before? But like you're saying is defining what was before. Keto is a blanket statement, but what does it actually mean? And then you had brought this up earlier. Is it sustainable for your life? Right. So what happens when it's done? Or what happens when you're doing it and you realize like, I don't really like chicken breast and broccoli for breakfast or for dinner every night. Like, and then I'm going to go out with Christina. Like, what do we get if we go to a pizza parlor? Right.
Right.
And they don't have chicken breast and broccoli. Like, is that part of my diet or do I just go, oh, fuck it, whatever? So those are the two big things that I always think should be the first questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, then you have to think about like, what do you want to achieve out of this? Right. So, and I want to take that even a step further because when people in the new year say, I want to achieve weight loss, do you want to achieve weight loss for 8 weeks? Do you want to achieve weight loss for the whole year? Like, what does that mean to you? Because that question, if I want to achieve weight loss for the whole year, this 8-week challenge that doesn't set me up for any sort of foundation, doesn't work on my mindset, is similar to what I did before, probably isn't going to be that thing because I am going into a new challenge because I didn't sustain the weight loss, right?
Right.
If you want to gain strength going into this weight loss program, that's not going to be in alignment with that goal, right? Because in order to gain strength, we need to feed our bodies appropriately. And a lot of the weight loss challenges are higher volume and they don't promote building muscle.
Right.
If I do want to lose weight, again, do I want to just do it for that short amount of time? Because that's what happens. They're going to so this is how they do it, guys. They're going to give you this thing that says, okay, write on a piece of paper the date, Xtina's Xmas 8-week challenge, and the date you take a picture of your progress photos. And then you're going to do the same thing at the end of the 30 days or 8 weeks, whatever it is. And then you're done. There's nothing. You've lost the weight. So yay, you hit your goal. But again, you need to define your goal more clearly because I doubt people just want to lose weight for 8 weeks. They want to make sure that's sustainable.
Well, and I think too, what you're finding and you're kind of touching on is this personalized to you?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things of like, okay, so you and I sign up for the same challenge. We're going to have the same kind of packaging of what we're supposed to do, but our bodies may have a different result. Like you may achieve the weight loss and I may not. So am I a failure or did the thing that I signed up for not apply to me directly? So most of the time, and actually you talked about that where the girls found out that they were giving them the same program, even though it was personalized.
Yep.
So, and that doesn't mean that there are, like, for example, our on-demand program, is that personalized? No.
Nope.
But it doesn't mean that we don't package it.
But you can personalize what you would choose.
Yes. And so it's one of those things of like, you don't always need a personalized thing, but when it comes to your specific goal, it should probably be in alignment with that, like you just talked about. If you don't understand your goal or you don't know your reasoning and then you don't understand your why, then you're just signing up for this because they're showing you what you want initially without understanding the true, what does that, what you want actually elicit feeling wise and thought wise, emotion wise, because the personalization is going to touch on that, but these general things are not. And then that's where I'm like, okay, and even who's promoting this? Like, is it an influencer or someone that you don't even know? Like, is it someone you've built a connection with, like a true connection, right? Not like, oh, I just like her body. So, and she's saying, like, get the body like this if you do this program.
That's a really good point, actually. Our client Sarah, before she was working with us, she followed us because of her being a mind pump gal, and worked with me through the
method.
she ran self-guided. But then she had calls with me. And so she was listening to a podcast and they said, if you're going to buy any program, buy the program of the person you trust. Right. And she goes, I was looking at all these other programs and then I'm like, wait a minute, the person I trust is Christina. So I'm going to run her program. Right.
Yeah.
And she is running our program and she's doing amazing. I'm so proud of the feats, like the hurdles she has gone over are fucking awesome. So good job, Sarah.
Thanks. Sarah.
Yay. But that's so fucking true. People will look at this random person and they're like, well, you're just going to get the body that I have.
Right.
Right. And there is no backing, no evidence, no research, no nothing. You don't know anything about how they got that body. And so if this is that type, if you're looking at that type of promotion, again, like, does this look similar to what you've done before? And is that in alignment with your goals in your life, right? Again, that personalization around what you have. Right. Because influencers' jobs are to work out. They work from home. They probably have gyms in their homes. They probably have, time to meal prep, all the things. So,
and they also know the words to use too.
Oh yeah.
Like with these trends, they'll like detox, weight loss, like fat burn.
Fat loss.
Yeah. Fat loss, booty strength or something. And that's actually, it's funny because I'm going to make a video for the docuseries and I'm going to call it I'm going to promote it as like lose your mommy tummy, knowing, well, I mean, legitimately, like I know that's going to get more traction than me being like, here's core work to rebuild your core so you can like pick up your kid without peeing your pants, like they want the mommy tummy. So like I'm going to use that and then kind of talk about that as I go through examples on the video of core work that they can do. So, but again, these people, if I'm thinking that, and I'm not even good at social media or like promotion or any of that, like these people who have their lives, I mean, their second job other than working out is usually social media and editing videos and recording. They know that those words attract you and that you gravitate because it's preying on your like insecurity, right? And they have the fix. Here's the fix. And that's where like, again, Ozempic and all of that comes in of like, oh, it's not your fault that this is happening. Here's your fix.
Yep.
And our culture is built on that quite heavily. And it's unfortunate. And that's what makes what we do so different and hard to promote, right? Because we're saying there's a lot more nuance to that, but people they want the black and white.
Absolutely. No, and again, watching out for those words, because like I try my hardest to not use words like fat loss, weight loss, like whatever.
Right.
But you're right. Like now we're starting to get some momentum on like who's following us, like on the business page, because we're not doing that. We're sticking to our guns. And now finally we're getting that traction. But I know if I was like, if I wanted to lose weight, these are the 5 things I would do, then people would click on it. But those types of words and those promises, especially if you're someone who hasn't accomplished that in your life, it's creating an unrealistic expectation because there's something to why you haven't been able to accomplish that or sustain it that's underlying that behavioral change of just changing your diet and your exercise is not going to cover or resolve.
Right.
And so again, does it have any backing? Right. So any evidence based, I had a gal reach out on the Mind Pump forum that I had a conversation with her because she wasn't seeing weight loss. She's on HRT. And her diet was pretty low in healthy fats. And I said, look, I think as Dr. Lee Lewis explained, was every single menopause society promotes the Mediterranean diet.
Right.
Let's see if we can reduce some inflammation in your body by switching over to Mediterranean. Then she goes, maybe I'll carb cycle too, because I did that before. I said, there's no research that backs carb cycling where you're at in life right now.
Yeah.
At least none I've read.
Right.
Right.
Also,
And
like
so,
how much more mental energy would it take to carb cycle instead of just having more fats?
right. Just eat the more fats. They're delicious.
I know.
But it's, again, all those keywords, carb cycling, all that stuff. And then what's the duration? I've already kind of touched on that. 30 days. Our winter wellness challenge is 6 weeks, and it's built on habits. 6 weeks of creating sustainable habits and really just learning that on any given day, I have a choice that I can make for myself in regards to my nutrition, my mental health, and my movement. And that's the process I want people to walk away with. Their habits will change, to whatever works for them. But I know the way that I create these challenges, that these individuals be like, that was simple, it was sustainable, and I can do it. And yeah, it is 6 weeks, but research shows it takes 20 to 50 days to create a habit. So that's what we're banking on.
Okay.
Research shows that it takes roughly 66 days to create a habit. And so we're at 67.
Oh, the cusp.
Yeah, no, we're not. That's not right. We're at 42.
Well, just under the cusp. But apparently, according to ChatGPT, it's anywhere from 18 to 254. So the participants have a solid shot.
Correct. Yeah. So, okay. What we would like to see you consider in your trends, first things first, is anything that's going to celebrate your wins and your strengths. Because we all know you felt like a failure in all of your health journey because you were told to follow one way and that way didn't work for you. And you just feel like a failure. You give up, right?
Yeah. Well, and so much of what you've probably done in the past, and I say you as the listener, but I want you to know, like, I too put myself in this category, is I didn't celebrate the wins. I was looking for the dramatic transformation. And so if they're showing like 30 days, for example, your pre and your post pictures, like that's a dramatic transformation in 30 days. I would equate it to, instead of like pictures or your health or your wellness or like fitness and nutrition, like equate it to like learning therapy, going to therapy school or audiology school and getting the degree within 30 days. You'd probably be a little sketched out by that providers ethics, or even maybe their like ability to do the job, because 30 days to learn an advanced thing is very challenging. And you could say, well, fitness and nutrition aren't that advanced, but okay, I bet you've sat there feeling frustrated and like knowing what you should be doing, but you can't do it, and you're not doing it. That's an advanced mindset of being able to live in a freedom from restriction, live in freedom from having to go to the gym every day or never going to the gym because of fear of the gym. Like those are advanced and kind of large spectrum things. And so when we're saying we need to be able to focus on the small victories, so going back to your winter wellness challenge, like, is it a huge deal that these gals had protein for that week? And you could say no, but honestly, they weren't achieving that before. And now you've given them something to do sustainably long term. So, and I think also too, is a lot of these things are now promoting strength, which I love. And it's great, but you have to look at like, what kind of strength are they promoting? Are they saying like in 30 days, you're going to gain X amount of strength? It's like, well, how do they know that? And you probably will, honestly, just like having a consistent routine. So it's not so much the program that's doing that for you. It's you being consistent.
The process.
Yeah, the process, which is a win in itself. Are they going to recognize that though? Or are they going to say like, you took the day off because maybe your boyfriend surprised you with a trip up north or something like that? Is that a failure, or is that a win because you enjoyed something with them too? So define
you were stuck in your head with So our wins last week for the Winter Wellness Challenge: added a vegetable at every single breakfast.
Right.
She did find herself using the square breathing technique multiple times to manage stress. She got in 2 workouts in that I otherwise wouldn't have done. Being able to match workouts to energy level helped me so much in getting more movement this week. I focused on my mindset and stress management more this week. I was being pretty mean to myself after some issues came up. Square breathing helped generally with stress and anxiety. Acknowledging and examining the increased negative source has been my biggest win.
Yay.
Good. So we do that. We do that in so many ways. And, we talk about it on here often. Like sometimes the win is in the what you would consider the challenge or the failure, right? The win is in, I recognized I did it. I talked about my client who told me she had a binge. She recognized she did it. She understood why she did it. Now we can work on that and just that awareness rather than walking around, not being connected.
Right.
She was mindful of it. So wins are not, like you said, it's the process. Wins are not always these glamorous things.
Yeah. Well,
Wins
and
are-
that's going back to non-glamorous things. Like if in this trend, they're going to hopefully promise like more body awareness and body feedback and listening to your body and kind of becoming in touch with it. That's the process. And that, like you said, is not a glamorous thing to be like, oh, I actually listened to my body. To like this client, she changed a workout because of the energy she had available. That was a success. Is that pretty? No. But her listening to her body is not going to be promoted on a before and after picture.
Right.
So
right. Good point.
That's going to carry you a lot longer and sustain you again, because now when she's done with this challenge in 4 months from now, when a similar situation or maybe a different situation happens and she's supposed to work out, she changes that, then that is applicable from what she learned at this time too.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Another, just speaking of movement, one thing that we like to see is not promoting this get smaller, get smaller, get smaller.
Right.
We want to see people get stronger. Now, that's saying, I have clients in calorie deficits, but we're still promoting, we do them so conservatively that we're minimizing muscle loss, right? We're ensuring that their protein stays high, that they are strength training. But overall, as someone who has struggled with getting smaller, getting smaller, it really creates such peace in your mind where I'm cruising at the same freaking weight, but I just want to see myself get ridiculously strong. And I want it like, at this point, I don't give a shit what my weight is because I know that I am doing the best thing for my body, but for my mental health. I was thinking about this the other day. That's why I'm just bringing it up of like, wow, like I really don't care about being smaller. Like, did I tell you about the guy who wanted to use the same machine as me?
I don't know. You might have.
So I was at the gym and I was doing leg press because I had tweaked my back. So I was like, I want to do lower body, but let me see if I can feel good on the leg press. And there's another leg press like right behind me. And this guy's like, can I jump in with you? And I was like, what the fuck?
No.
Fine. I'm gonna be like, there's a leg press right there, bro. So anyways, he barely, like, we chit chat, but I'm like, shut up. So he starts just putting plates on and he's like, do you want me to take them off? I'm like, no. So I do all of his reps with him. And at this point we have 8 plates on, each side. And I'm just like, that was a bigger flex than if I have like when I was lean and had like crazy like 6-pack and like ab veins. So I was like just thinking in my head about that. I'm like, I felt more confident in myself being able to like press what this dude can than I would if I just was walking around, at my whatever I was back in the day, 15% body fat. So we love that. Strength over getting smaller, right?
Well, and we kind of already talked about the incorporating more colors, protein, whole foods through when we've touched on the winter wellness challenge of building those habits. And then, but tracking the habits too. So we need to make sure, like, this is one of the things, again, I go back to in your phone, like, because it's the easiest thing. 98% of us have our phone next to us at all times. Open up your notes app and start doing the small things that or start recording small things that made progress apparent for you. So for example, I like press 8 plates with this gym bro. Or for example, and that made me feel more confident than my like shreddy wetty phase. Or for example, like last week I went for a walk with the stroller and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in the sun. Like I'm out for a walk. This is great. Like putting that in there, like that seems so mundane and silly, but that's going to be able to give you your tracking of what you're doing that is working on kind of the victories, but also you're seeing that these habits have a positive influence on your mindset and on your body awareness or how your body looks and feels to you.
Right.
Even, I mean, there's like apps available that can help you track that as well. So that's important.
There's a
I
habit
think.
tracker app. I
Oh, is there?
downloaded last
Oh,
night.
I'm sure that
Yeah.
is.
I think it's just called Habit Tracker because I
Yeah.
was working on something.
So
We
again,
obviously have our app to do that.
yeah. So keeping in mind, like you need to track the things because it's very hard when you're in a negative, say you feel like you're failing or you didn't win. It's very hard to recall all of that. Whereas if you have the app or the on your phone, the notes, it's very obvious to you to see like, and it could be, it's not like just every day there's got to be something, right? It could be like I woke up today and my body didn't hurt like as much as it did the day before. Or I made sure to have lunch when I normally would skip it. And so when you see that start to progress, it starts to give you that motivation and that dedication to continue on doing stuff that's sustainable and works for you rather than against you.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the idea of tracking it. It's going to give you your foundation, your play-by-play, right? Your boombox,
Oh yeah.
right? It's going to
Sorry.
give you your boombox and the things that you can build upon. It's so, so, so important. But again, a lot of these New Year's hacks have nothing to do with building any sort of sustainability. They really are designed for you to keep coming back to them, you know? And so our progress is this year. You didn't do that. So write that in your notes.
Actually, yeah, that would be a good one though. It's like I looked at some fitness thing and thought I wanted to do it, but I chose not to. I chose to do this, or I didn't immediately gravitate towards working out 5 days a week like this program offered.
Yep.
Whatever it is. I mean, it's progress. That's where I think a lot of people get caught up is they think it's got to be this dramatic transformation because that's what we've been seeing since we could comprehend what like fitness, health, and lifestyle is. Where now we're trying to change that narrative because again, you've been doing it or you have done it, do something different. And that's probably the more uncomfortable thing for you to do.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's a good thing to challenge our listeners with is taking this information and get curious, right? Look into the challenges and share it with us, right? Share with us what you decided to do or not do. Based on this. So, well, I was watching this influencer and she had all these before and after photos. Her promotion was 30 days. The photos didn't really show like realistic expectations. I get my macros and her handful of exercises, and I have to work out 6 days a week.
Yeah.
It's probably not for me because my macros are under my basal. Oh, that's one thing they do. They will put you under your basal metabolic rate, these programs. I've noticed that. I used to dabble in them back in the day. And I'm like, well, why are these my macros? I would always ask questions.
Like,
is it just what we have them set at? I'm like, okay.
Just what we calculated.
I asked for maintenance macros. This isn't maintenance. So it's funny. But yeah, challenge to the listeners.
Yeah. Let us know. Find it, post it, look into it, and then share with us what you think it's actually selling and promoting, or if you did it and it was successful.
Yeah. One thing too, and I've said this before, if the only before and afters are of that person, run.
Oh yeah.
Run away.
Yeah.
I can't find the gal that that her page is like that. I think I blocked her from my view. But so that's just a way to navigate this, you know, making sure that you choose whatever program or path works for you. Obviously, for us, we stick to boring ass shit, you know, making sure you're eating enough, making sure you're getting enough protein in, making sure fiber is high, Then when you're ready and you have a foundation underneath you because you've worked on your mental health, because you figured out a movement schedule that works for your life, then we will go into a fat loss phase. But you got to prove to us that you can get there.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have to prove to any of these people that you have the foundation to lose weight.
Right.
They just want to take your money.
Right.
And they've done it over and over again. And so once we get people to that place, we take them out of that fat loss phase, teach them how to maintain and sustain that weight through reverse diet maintenance. And then we create new goals at that point. And at that point, because we've worked on all the nonsense in the head, people get really excited. They're like, oh my God, I don't have to be a person who has to lose weight anymore. I can just be strong AF, look hot as fuck, and rebound better when I go on vacation, right? So that's us. If you want more information, check out the Clarity Call link below. What were we going to say?
Thank you. I was going to say, what if you were to ask yourself, what if you weren't the person that always had to lose weight? Like, what if that became off your plate? What if you didn't have to think about that? What if weight loss wasn't a goal for the first time?
Yeah.
And then I would leave it at that.
Yeah. I used to ask people, well, how would you feel if the scale didn't exist?
Yeah.
They're like, well, blah, blah, blah.
Probably good.
So good. Check that out. Clarity Call link. We will discuss which program is best for you. We have our group coaching mindset method movement, or our one-to-one coaching, which is our most hands-on coaching program. Please give us a follow if you haven't already. Where you listen to this podcast, we love 5-star ratings and reviews. We are going to soon. We just finalized our logo. Yay! So we will be able to
send an email about that.
Give some shirts away for 5-star ratings and reviews. Also, if you're listening to this on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel and make sure that notification bell is on so that you are notified when we have new episodes. Give us a follow on Instagram at Mindset and Matter Coaching and fitbyamanda.az. And that's it. That's all we got for you today. So other than navigating health trends, we also want you to remember this one last thing.
What you say in the mind,
you see in the mirror.
Yeah.
Bye.